obviously we're here at a country place, assisted living. You see how we've sort of tidied things up with our service work here. We've added so many systems, solar, expanded the solar, added the power walls. One of our videos sort of highlighted, Hurricane Milton, how we kind of made that through. Then we've expanded, we've added the span. So one of our goals was to sort of tidy this up, put the CKR touch on here, keep it all nice and clean. We moved our disconnects over closer to the meter. We've got our gateways. Obviously there's, it's not a 200 amp service. My phone ringing is annoying. It's not a 200 amp service. This building actually has three panels. One we're not bothering to back up, but two of them we are, similar to our other projects. So gateway feeding each of those panels with disconnects there. And then we've got our generation panels, which contain both of our all of our strings for our solar, and then our power walls as well. With this, we did an AC-coupled Powerwall system, and so we have quite a lot going on here, right? So we've got three Powerwall 3s, right? And then this is the leader Powerwall. So leader Powerwall then has three expansion units. So if you think about it, that is 40.5 kW of inverter power. So like power you're able to get at any given time, plus, another 40 kilowatt hours. So a total of 80 kilowatt hours of storage. And that's going to one panel, one of these 200 amp panels. It's got the span on it as well, right? So we're shedding loads and we're doing all that. And then we've just added in here, not quite finished, but we've got another two Powerwall 3s that are going to a smaller panel inside. So a few, that's 27 kW of power and storage. And then we obviously have some room for future expansion. So really able to make this whole site very energy independent, which from a business perspective, this is a care facility, right? And, power outages are terrible, and all this battery backup and solar means that they don't have to turn their generator on. So, phenomenal. I use that word a lot, but this facility really is totally energy independent. Yes, they still buy a little bit of power from TECO, but as we've sort of expanded the solar, we're helping to reduce that energy bill. We've finally got rid of their demand charges, so they no longer get charged demand billing. It is just kilowatt hours they're having to purchase. And obviously, as we've expanded the solar, that's come down. So now we're sort of talking about the final sort of stretch here, the last 50 or so modules that'll really bring them to a net zero bill. And therefore, with all this storage, all this battery, the span panels, to be totally energy independent. So, and fortunately for commercial, commercial projects, there is still that 30% tax credit available. There could be some other incentives as well that aren't expiring as quickly as the residential, which expires at the end of this year. So plenty of time to still get this stuff done. Fortunately, with Rob, we've been working on this one for quite some time now, and it's really looking nice. So looking forward to finishing off the expansion and adding some more solar.